Okay, so today we're gonna learn about Scratch Studio and how to create and manage. So let's log into Scratch website. Click on your username and go to My Stuff. So and you can see there's a button called New Studio, right? So let's create one. Okay, so what we are doing is we are designing our studio and we'll share with community, and people can, and also you can create curators, and then you can also curators can invite other user to participate into studio to add and manage the studio. Okay, so let's first change our title. So let's say you are there are so many games, right? There are so many games on Scratch, and you decided that I want to create a studio which has all the maze games. So let's give our studio title, and you click outside and it will save your title. Okay, so let's say maze games. Now we need a logo or thumbnail for our studio, right? So let's do some research, and you go to Google and search for maze games, and you can go to the image and you can find any image you like. So let's, and one more thing I want to, when you search any image or use any object or material from Google, you always want to find out, you filter using this thing called labeled for reuse with modification, labeled for reuse, labeled for non-commercial use with modification, and labeled for non-commercial reuse. That means you don't want to violate law and use someone else property. So let's use this label for reuse with modification. That means this all these images are, you can modify, and that's what it says, labeled for reuse. You can reuse with modification. Now let's go, and I'm going to filter a little bit and search for specific width and height. Okay, it's only 2, so because we narrowed down to 200 by 200, so let's not go do that. I'm going to go and increase our thing. Okay, this still not much. Okay, so let's, I'm gonna say medium would be good enough, because I don't want a big file. Okay, so let's pick any, just for now I'm gonna pick this, and I'm gonna save image as on your desktop, right? I'm gonna say maze save. Okay, now let's go back to your studio, go to your desktop, click this image. Now see, this image is here. So now this will be your logo for maze, right? Logo for your studio. Now you can put some description like amazing, okay, list of amazing maze games. Okay, and you can add more stuff if you want to. Now time to add a project inside our studio. So the one thing is, you can only add a project which are shared to community. So now let's explore a couple of, let's go back to any, and I'm going to open to another tab, and I'm going to explore, and I'm going to search for a maze. So let's say, for example, I like this game and it's already shared to a community, so people are making comments, people can see, people can remix. So I'm gonna copy this URL, right, and I'm gonna go back to my studio, click on add project. It's asking for that URL, right, which you copied from here, and that's it, add by URL. So allow anyone to add projects. Okay, we will come back to it. So let's say add by URL. So it says project successfully added, but it's not refreshing, so we need to refresh this thing, right? So we added one project, right? So now you created this studio, that means you are a manager who managing this studio. Now if you want anybody to add a project to this studio, you can check this box, and now see on the top, all scratchers can now add. Okay, it's gone. So let's go back and do it again. All scratchers can now add projects to the studio. Okay, yeah, it just goes away very fast. So let's go uncheck and say only the owner or curators can add the projects. So we will know what. Okay, we'll go through what curator is, which is right there. So and okay, so now we added one project, and of course you can delete if you close this, click on this cross, and okay, let's go and first define what curator is. So as you can see here, right, managers, I'm the manager right now, and this if you created this studio, your username should be there. Now let's say curator means if you want someone to manage behalf of you this studio, and you can read more about curator on Scratch Wiki. It's a lot of reading here. If you can go and Google Scratch space curator, if you Google it, this link will come up and you can just read about it. But that's what curator is, means that you want somebody to manage your studio. Okay, so yes, you just okay, then let's say you know that person who you found, and you want them to manage your studio. That means you click on this invite curators and you put his username, and when you add, and he will basically he will be informed, and then he will accept or deny. Okay, so that's what you can do from here. Okay, now let's go back to comment area. So now let's say someone is visiting your studio and they want to comment, and they can, of course you can turn off the comment, but you don't want to, because someone want to suggest something, someone making a comment about how good your studio is, or someone can suggest something that please add these kind of games, and etc. So yeah, you can leave a comment. All the community can leave a comment. And okay, let's go back to activities. So let's see in our activity area, what is going on is that you have a curators, you have other the visitor of the studio, and the curators and managers. So whoever is making changes to the studio, like changing thumbnail, logo, change and putting changing description. So everything in activity is recording, because you don't want somebody to delete a project from here, right? So that's why you want all the activities, that who did what. So you can find out that okay, curator this deleted this project, curator this added this project. And one more thing, let's say if you check this box, right, allow anyone to add projects. So once you check this box, all the community member, anybody can add projects, delete projects, right? So that's why activity will allow you to track that okay, these projects added by this user, and this project deleted by that user. So this is very important. Right, so okay, so let's go, and we already added a project, we already went through the tabs, and let's say you publish this studio and someone wants to follow, right, and people are following using this button, and you will see how many followers this particular studio has. So yeah, so if you add a good games, and you pick a good games, nice game, people will start following your studio, and that's a good sign. Okay, so guys, yeah, this is good. This is how you manage your projects. And if you go to my studio, and you can see I have two studios now. You can also delete project, which same as it will end up into a trash, and then you can empty trash if you want to. Just be careful emptying out trash, so you cannot get it back once you empty out your trash. Okay, so let's see. So I think we now know how to create projects, how to manage projects, how to create studio, how to create and how to manage studio. So thanks for watching, guys.